talk to y'all a little bit about how I hit diamond. So after the retreat, I was only I wasn't even emerald at the time because the two coaches that I had were they got off their home direct of Shakeology. So technically, I was just a regular coach. And after the retreat and everything, I kind of like had this like come to Jesus moment about Beachbody. And I was like, I can hit diamond. I'm going to do it. Because at first I always saw Jessica and Raquel and they were diamond. I was like, well, yeah, but they're Jessica and Raquel. So how am I supposed to get to diamond? You know? But then after listening to y'all talk and listening to Laura talk, especially about how she did it when she was like, take a walk with me. That's what kind of inspired me. So basically what I did is the first thing I did was my sister was interested in actually becoming a business builder. So I got her set up and started, I got her into the coaching basics and stuff like that on Team VIP. And then another girl so my sister was on my left leg, and then I got another girl on my right leg who also wanted to pursue the business. So she actually works with me at the rec, and so I sat down with her and on Monday and talked to her about the business and how and all that jazz. So those are my two that I got to emerald first to be diamond. So one on my right and one on my left. The other people, I stole my mom's her social security number, and then I did what Laura did, and I got all of her shipments shipped to me. So I'm getting Shakeology through my name, and then I'm getting the pre-workout and the recovery from my mom. So it's kind of a win-win because it helps my business, and I also get yummy goodies. So in the pre-workout and recovery, definitely should try. It's amazing. So in the pre-workout, it doesn't give you jitters, which I love because I hate pre-workouts that make me feel all antsy. Anyway, so I did that. So I got my mom and Colby on my right leg so far, and then I have my sister on my left leg. And then the other people, I just reached out to my old challengers, and I was like, I see that you've been on Shakeology for a while. I was like, I can offer you a 25% discount. So basically, I signed up just old challengers, and I just reached out to them, and I also said, instead of asking, being like, here's the link, you can do it whenever you have time, I was like, what are you doing right now? Do you have 5 minutes? Let's FaceTime, and I will walk you through it. That way you know for sure that they're doing it, and their link isn't just sitting in their old messages that they're not going to go back and read. So that is what I did, is I would FaceTime them, and I would have them share their screen, and I would say, okay, click this, and then here's the reimbursement form, all that good stuff. And they're like, okay, ready to rock and roll. So I did that, and then my sister reached out to two people. So she hit emerald on that Thursday, and then my Colby, she got her brother and her mom to sign up, and her brother is doing the recovery and pre-workout stuff, so definitely promote that to guys. And then her mom signed up for Shakeology, so she hit emerald on Friday, and then this following Thursday is when I officially became a diamond. So that's kind of a little bit how I did it. But basically, after the retreat, I just changed my mindset, and rather than just saying, oh, I'm happy with emerald, like I'm making good money here, I was like, why not take it the next step? Because going over our goals, listening to Laura and Raquel and Jessica at the retreat, it just totally changed my mindset, and I was like, yes, I can do this. I can make it happen. Why not push for that extra step, and all sorts of stuff. And then also this will just help me build my business and actually reach my overall goal of creating my own Beachbody workout. So that's kind of how I did it. And so does anyone have like any questions about like how I reached out to people, or any questions about how I became Diamond or anything like that, or?
So, okay, I'm just kind of like, I'm at this like standstill with expressing the whole coaching opportunity. And
Mm-hmm.
like, I have one girl, she's never bought anything from me, but she's like, she'd be a good coach, but she's like trying to get her husband on board. And so like, she's one person that I know could be a coach. And then there's my husband, who he could be a coach too. And, or not a coach, but you know, he'd be my other person. But it's like, I don't want to like put any stress on her.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you have anybody that was like, well, I really want to do it, but like I have this big thing right here that's stopping me. I don't know if you have helped anybody through that yet.
Yeah, there was a girl I went to high school with, and she actually reached out to me about becoming a personal trainer. And so I talked to her a little bit about that a couple months ago. And then when I was hustling this last week, I actually reached out to her again, and I was like, have you ever thought of doing this? And she's like, right now it's super hard for me because I have school and work and tests. And I was like, that's okay. Why don't you join my challenge, see how it goes? And then if you decide to be a coach, it doesn't cost you anything. And you can start looking at the coaching basics and stuff like that. If you decide it's not for you, there's no fee, nothing like that. Like, you're good to go. You can still get the discount on Shakeology, all sorts of stuff like that. And she's like, okay. She's like, I'll buy the challenge pack and sign up for Home Direct. And she's like, I'll look at the coaching basics here and there if I have time. And she said probably in like Christmas break or over the summer, she's like, I'll actually try to do it. And I was like, that's perfect. So you can still get the benefits of being a coach and then just take it at your own pace. So I don't know what her reason is for stopping her. I don't know if it's like time or money or what, but that's kind of how I helped that one girl become our sign up. So right now she's still a discount coach, but I think later on, like Christmas break or summer break, she'll become a business builder. So.
And also I have a few challengers that are like, they've gotten their next shipment because they never like took that bite to get the discount. Like, I don't know if they kind of look at it and they're like, whatever. It's like, they don't really care. Like, money's not an issue. So they're like, I don't really need a discount. Like, it's not a big deal to me. Like, I don't care. So I don't know how to approach them and be like, just do it.
Just take a walk with me. Yeah.
Anybody else knows?
Yeah, I actually haven't run into that problem because all of my prospects are actually broke college students. So any discount they can get, they're like, give me. But maybe someone else on the call has had.
Okay. Yeah, one of my friends, actually I hung out with her last night at the wedding. She definitely doesn't need the money discount, that is. And so I was like, Brittany, like I know you don't need the discount, but I think you would be saving $17. It's almost like ridiculous not to do that because you just had a kid. I know expenses. I know you're not tight on money, but that can really help you out down the line. Plus you get 25% off all Beachbody stuff. In the long run. And I was like, can I sign you up? You know, can I sign you up for you? Basically, I was like, I just need your social. I know it's kind of awkward. And then I don't know what's wrong with me. And she was like, because at first she's like, yeah, sign me up. And I was like, okay, the only awkward thing is I need your credit card and your social. And she was like, I'll just go ahead and do it. I was like, okay, then you have to do it, Brittany. So I just talked to him about it and kind of just, it's like a forced thing. I mean, I'm just like, why not? You get a discount. Like if you need help signing up, because it's like, I don't want to go through the process. Like I don't want to sit there on the computer. I just want it to be sent to me every month. I don't care. And you're just like, just get the discount. Like, look at me. You need this. I mean, it's just forceful for me. But it's hard when people don't need it. It's like, just do a little bit of paperwork. It's very easy, very simple. And your preferred, ever since Raquel said preferred customer, I use that all the time.
Yes.
Preferred customer. And it's basically like any other, I mean, I do road and fields, but I don't know any other things, but I'm a preferred customer there. And so I'm like, that makes sense. I get free shipping and blah, blah, blah. I don't know, for Raquel, if you have anything else to say about that.
Yeah, I would just say, like you said, it's $17 a month, but I've started saying, I can't remember what it is per year, but basically it ends up being you get 2 free bags of Shakeology at the end of the year with the savings that you've made. So when you tell people, they're like, ooh, 2 free bags. And then sometimes just be straight up honest and say, this would really support my business. You get a discount and it really helps me as well. I realize it's kind of a pain in the butt for you to have to do that, but it would be really I would really appreciate your support in my business. And sometimes people are like, okay. I mean, sometimes literally honesty, just being straight up, and it's like literally a win-win. They're getting a benefit. I don't know why people don't want to save money. I don't care how rich I get. I will want to save money where I can. But just letting them know you appreciate this is going to help build your business and help support you. And I think people would hopefully be more willing to do it then.
I think that's a really good way to put it, because this is like a husband and wife duo that are doing this, and they support me and I worked for them. So it's like, it's going a lot of ways. And so if I told them that, I'm sure that they would just be like, yeah, like you help our business. Like, how can we help you? And that's good. I like that.
Yeah, good point, Raquel. Whenever we're doing this competition for the, bring on 4 new coaches, that's actually what I would say. I'm saying we're having a competition of who can bring on as many preferred customers. I would love for you to help. So I actually forgot about that, but that's an excellent way. Yeah, just say we're having a competition, even if we're, until our next one. But that's a great way, because people want you to win, and want to help you out.
Yeah, good.
So yeah, does anyone else have any questions for me before Laura takes over about how I did it?
So I just wanted to point out, it sounded like following up with people is key. And you're so right. People will sit on a link and just touch base, see how they're doing. Hey, don't forget, you could be saving money. I don't remember if I sent this to you or not, but just in case I didn't, here's the details.
Yeah, I always blame myself too. I'm like, I don't remember if I sent you this, my fault, so here's the link again. Or, sorry, I fell off the wagon a little bit, let's do it right now type thing. And then that way they're like, oh yeah, her fault, I'm good, okay. So.
Cool.
Yeah, okay. But literally anyone can do it. Like, I did it, and I sat down. I went Sunday after the retreat to a coffee shop by my house, had 3 cups of coffee, way too much. I was like bouncing all over the place, but I was like, I'm going to get Diamond within the next week. And I texted Jen, and I was like, I'm hitting Diamond this time next week. And she's like, yes. And from Sunday to Sunday, I hit Diamond. So
that's amazing.
You really can do it. Like, anyone can. So, you just got to use Laura's line of come take a walk with me and you're golden. So, yeah. But yeah, so it's awesome.
Good.
Yeah. Yay. Okay, guys. So I would use my whiteboard, but I actually used permanent marker on it last time, so I have to figure that out. So I have little notes, so hopefully you can see. So if you're at the retreat, it's very similar. So I'm just going to go over the reasons why you kind of want to advance your business to the next step. So that is, so if you're starting off, if you're new and you're thinking that running your own challenge group is in itself is a task, like that's as much as I can do right now. That's how I felt starting off. I was like, I know my goal for 30 days is to get emeralds, but really I just want to get some challengers. Like that's my number one goal. But then I found out, after my 30 days, I don't have like this huge plethora of coaches that are coming after me and wanting to sign up like underneath me. And so what I did is I watched a video. It was like how to go diamond in 7 days. And the benefit of signing up a spouse or a loved one or a mom or someone next to you. And so that's what I did after I think it was probably day 30. I was like, all right, I need to get emeralds. So my little diagram. So this would be me. So I got Scott on board and basically what Erin said, and I just got our credit card and signed him up. And we get 2 shipments of Shakeology, and he now takes Shakeology, which is great. But I just know that that's an investment, but I know it's going to help us out in the future, especially with the team bonuses and how it's structured. So it's always great to get a loved one or spouse underneath you. And so that was Scott. And the next one I got was my mom, Nancy. because I just needed 2 people and that was it. So I got Scott and I got my mom, and boom, you become Emerald. And what comes with Emerald is you're able to get free leads. So that might not sound like a lot, but if you update your profile, your before and after picture on your website, and you do your bio and you become an Emerald, you will get free leads. So I think on average I get about 8 leads every month, and you have to hit Success Club. So I think it's 5, and then if you get 10, you're opened up into another pool of people that you get. But there's perks with being an Emerald. So yes, it might be day 90 and you're still not an Emerald, and that's okay. Like Erin said, it's pretty simple to do. You just have to sit down, figure out who you're gonna, become Emerald with. And it doesn't, if you're not married and you don't have any close people, that's okay too. If you run your first challenge group and you see that rotating system of someone is still ordering Shakeology, that's when you do make a phone call. And that's whenever you do make a text or a come walk with me, or however you want to put it. So that is how I became Emerald, through my husband and through my mom. Okay, so Diamond, I'm going to do another little diagram. So here we go. So here's Diamond, here's me. And then so you have underneath me is Scott on one end and my mom on the other. So here we go like this. And then so I have all his login information, right? And I have my mom, but it actually, long story short, it became my sister. So let's just think of my mom, basically my husband and my sister on each leg. And then the other people, I probably had 2 active coaches throughout. I became Diamond in I get probably 4 challenge groups. So out of those challenge groups, every single challenge group I run, I'm going to reach out to 1 person and ask them to be a coach. That's my goal, if not 2. Even if it's just a wild card, I'm going to text them, I'm going to call them and set up a call to see if this is something they're interested in. And you do that by, if they are responding to your post, to your daily post, and they're interactive, they're posting on Facebook, you're like, hey, they're already doing that, so I'm going to reach out to them. So I believe I had about 2 actual coaches, and so I make sure I structured them on each side. So we had Scott, we had my sister, and then we had, I'm just going to put G&G for my 2 coach girls. So basically structured like this. And then throughout the program, I'll look at my orders. If you go into my business, my orders, my customers' orders, you can see the people that keep ordering Shakeology. You will want to reach out to them to see if they want to be a preferred customer. And so that's exactly what I did. And I definitely had 4 coaches out of that. So to be a Diamond, you have to have 4 coaches on each leg, and 1 coach from each side has to go Emerald to become Diamond. Okay, does that make sense? Everyone see that? So what I did is I had more people that wanted to be a preferred customer, so I placed them under Scott and under my sister Natalie. So basically it's all about placement. I already have all their login information. I get 2 things of Shakeology a month, and Power Greens and Digestive System Boost to go in my shakes, which is a win-win. Like Erin was saying, you just basically, Natalie doesn't get anything. I have all her login information. I pay for it, but in the end, it pays out. So we have basically Scott went Emerald and Natalie went Emerald. So here we go. So here's Scott and here's Natalie. So I had 4 coaches on this side, 4 coaches on this side, and I have to have an Emerald on this side and an Emerald on this side. So hopefully that makes sense. And Raquel, if you want to share my screen, I kind of have like little wrap up. It's a PowerPoint just to kind of write it all down, because I know you might not be able to see the paper.
I think you have to share your screen at the bottom.
Oh, I share my own screen. Okay. Yeah. Share screen. Okay. Do y'all see what I'm doing here? Not yet?
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, cool. So this is what I talked about at the coach retreat. So just to narrow it down, if you want to write it down or take a screenshot or whatever. Emerald is you have to have 2 discount coaches. I would change that to preferred coaches, on 1 on each leg. And so you offer the discount coach option. Hopefully you have that email. If not, reach out to me and I can send it to you. And from being Emerald, you get free leads. And like I said, I get about 8 every month. So that could be Shakeology, that could be a challenge pack, and that could equal a lot of money. I think I need to add it up. Actually, I need to be better at that. But if 8 people, $33, I mean, you do the math, it's a good little chunk, just becoming Emerald. And then team bonuses. And I'll, after this call, the 2, it's right here. I won't play them now, but it's the compensation plan that Beachbody has. And there are 2 really good videos, and I'll post them to this call afterwards, because they're 8 minutes or so each, but it's really, really good to explain how you can make some money. And also for the diamond is you have to have 8 coaches all together, preferred customers or active coaches, whatever you want, 4 on each side. And 2 of those coaches have to go Emerald. And at that point, some of the lucrative side that I've seen is when I team bonus, it's no longer $14, it's $18. So yes, that doesn't sound like a lot, but in the end, it's good. And so right now, I've been in the business for 6 months, and consecutively, my team bonuses are about $90. So it's, hey, that's every week. That's pretty good. And that's just for being a diamond, having active people underneath you. And yes, I have active coaches, but a lot of preferred customers. And so kind of what I want to reiterate is I have been doing this for 6 months, and I have a full-time job. I go to work from 8 to 5 and plus work when I get home too. But what I really do all the time, I don't miss, is I'm going to post 3 times a day. I am going to be a product of the product. So I'm going to be doing some type of program. And right now it's 21 Day Fix Extreme, and I like to post about it. Not only it gives me something to post about, but it lets people know exactly what I'm doing. And I just got done with Body Beast, and I realized 4 people ordered it from me. And I've never really promoted Body Beast that much, but just from the experiences and just from my posts, that people were like, hey, Body Beast seems pretty good. So I'm going to be doing the 3 posts a day. I'm going to be doing like the weekly calls, personal development, listening to those Monday. I usually listen to them on Tuesday, but for the National Wake Up Call for the podcast, so personal development. So those are the 3 things that they always talk about that you need to do is what I do. I post, I invite, product for the product, and personal development. So other than that, I, of course, feel like I could always spend more time on Beachbody. And hopefully one day, whenever this will be my full-time job, that's the goal for me, I'll be able to do that. But for now, those are the things I don't miss. But I always have like a running list of I need to get done eventually. Like I have my needs, but my wants as well. I have a lot of wants that I need to do. But in the end, I'm going to say I probably spend about an hour and a half, 2 hours a day on Beachbody. It sounds like a lot, but I'm talking prepping my post. I could literally look at my phone for 30 minutes trying to figure out the words that I'm put with the stupid picture. So I'm just not the best poster, I guess. I just can't, it doesn't come easy to me yet, but I still do it. So that's accounting for that time as well. So Emerald, I went in about 35 days, and then Diamond, I wish I kind of I guess I wish I was explained this, or I could have done the research myself, and I watched the videos, but once I wrote it all down, I figured out how easy it could be to become Diamond. And so after a couple challenge groups, and that's where we want you guys to be, is have enough people to become preferred customers and strategically place them in a certain way. And I know that y'all can do it. So that's kind of the point of this call, is to say that Diamond might seem like this big goal, but it's doable. It can be done. And just reach out to us if you have any questions. If you have any questions right now, you can go ahead and ask them if anyone has them. Any questions? No?
You just covered it so well, Laura. The only thing I was going to say is one of my biggest regrets when starting this business is not signing up my husband, Ryan, right underneath me. Like if I could go back into signing up to be a coach, he would be my first coach to sign up. Like, I wish I'd done that. Instead, I grabbed my 2 best friends and I was like, we're doing this. Come on, let's go. And then even then, it was several months, I think 4 or 5 months into the business where I had already added coaches. I was like, oh, I'll just add them and when I need it. And I wish I had added them at the beginning because it would have been more beneficial to me for my business had I done that. Just even now for where my second business center is placed. So if you haven't added a husband, I strongly encourage you to do that. And I know for some, they don't really want to pay, but it's just $50 to be active. And even if you don't have that your spouse be active, you can place him and he can go inactive, but his spot is saved. So I would strongly do that. If you haven't signed up a spouse, I would strongly do that. They can just literally buy protein shake and they've hit 50 PV and they'll be active. Okay, Kyla, I'm seeing that you have a question. Let me look. You can spend a lot on products through other people just to get discount coaches under you, but are you ever out of the red? Yes. Right, Laura? You said you're spending
money on. I guess I don't see the question, but that's chat. Ah, cool. I mean, you spend a lot of products through other people just to get a discount. Yeah, absolutely. Out of the red, yes, I would say. On average, I usually get about at least 5 new challengers a month. And so 3 people, that covers 1 shake, right? And so if I get 5 new people every single month, absolutely, that will definitely cover it. So I'm covering the cost for Natalie, Scott, and I probably half every week. Does that make sense? Like half of my paycheck, my weekly paycheck. So if I got paid this week, half of that would go to just that. So yeah, it definitely evens out, especially with the team bonuses. The team bonuses are huge, and with the matching, because the diamond gets matching. So yes. Good question, though. Scott's always wondered that. He's like, we have 1 million bags of Shakeology on a refrigerator. And I'm like, why don't you start drinking them? But he does now because Shakeology is coming out everywhere, like the windows and the doors exploding. But
that was my biggest hesitation, Kyla, of like, okay, this doesn't seem very profitable for me to be like spending money on my husband, spending money on me. Like, is it worth it? But that's where you don't have to buy. If your husband's not a Shakeology drinker, you could literally spend $50 on a protein shake if you don't want to spend the $99. But even so, just get a place for him because it will really, even if he's not active and you don't buy anything for him, you just sign him up as a coach and then he becomes inactive the next month. I would just secure that spot for him.
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay, hold on. Did you say one more thing? He's on my left leg. That's okay. That'll work. So now you just need a coach on your right leg and then you'll go emerald.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay, so I haven't been getting leads, but and I was just looking at the qualification checklist, and is it because I canceled the club membership?
Yes.
So I have to sign back up for that. So that's the $38.97 or whatever a month or whatever.
It's not every quarter. It's every quarter. So every 3 months.
Perfect. Okay. All right. I just signed up for that then. Awesome. So I was missing out on some
leads. And I think it's important. I just talked to my coach, Catherine, this past week, and she was like, yeah, these leads, what is that about? And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you that happens. She was like, yeah, I just saw somebody who went in and spent $500. So part of my commission check is like $300. And I was like,
stop.
Yeah, so sometimes you get real lucky and they spend a whole lot of money, but even so, like $30, you make $30 when somebody purchases Shakeology so it literally is like free money. That's why I'm like, if nothing else, if you're not going to advance your business, even if you're just a discount coach, I always tell people, even just discount coaches, if you have 2 people that you think might want to drink Shakeology with you, sign them up. Because first of all, that's going to get your Shakeology paid for. And secondly, you just get money for free.
That's crazy. I had no idea.
Everybody does that. Yeah.
All right. Well, now I signed up for that. Good. Now I can get leads.
My husband was inactive last month. Like, as soon as Raquel was like, I wish I would send my husband, like, I signed him up. I spent $40 that I shouldn't have spent. And I was like, whatever, I'm just going to sign him up. And Like he was inactive all last month because,
And that's okay.
and because I don't have enough money coming in right now to like just spend money on products to whatever, to be a product of the product. And so it wasn't until this month that I was like, oh, let's try the performance line. Like I got a good check, and I was like, I'll spend part of that on the Energize. And then I was like, I need to do the 3-day refresh, especially with all this Halloween crap that's been going on. I'm so ashamed right now. Anyways, sorry. So like I put that under him, and now he's active, and I can easily sign up a coach and like hit Emerald this month. Like I just need to get that coach locked in, and I'm like in the bag. And I don't know, it's super easy that way. If I just do the 3-day refresh once a month, I think it'll keep me on track. So that's one of my huge goals.
Yeah, no, I think that's good. And, you know, I always think about it too, like people think diamond, and I know I did when I first started. I had no idea even. I was like, oh yeah, diamond, that seems so far off. But then it was like I got into a competition with my upline, and I realized, oh my God, like I could have gotten there a lot sooner had I like put pen to paper. So in Coach Basics, we actually put like a dream team board for you to actually like write out what would it look like for you to get there, so you can kind of be systematic and plan it out, because it's like easier than most people think. When people become diamond, they're like, why didn't I do it sooner? Because it's totally doable. It takes some time. Like you said, you're going to have it's going to be a mix of obviously some people that want to run a business potentially become Emerald, and then just preferred customers, but it's absolutely doable. So don't think it's like, oh, far off wayland, it's never going to happen, because it can. Erin is proof of that. She did it in like a week.
That's amazing, Erin. That's awesome.
Blown away by that. Like I feel like I've just been Slack City. Like I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I'm like, I could do this, but you know, being a stay-at-home mom is no joke.
You just need to have like 3 cups of coffee and go to a coffee shop and just hustle.
I need to do like Energize and then 3 cups of coffee, because seriously, I'm so sleep deprived right now.
That's literally what I did. Like after the retreat, I just went there and I didn't even realize I had 3 cups of coffee, and I was just like, I'm gonna hit diamond.
Were you just like message city, just messaging a bunch of people, like texting, Facebook, everything? And okay, do you have, because I'm all about like, I'm a visual person, so like I do this with Cal. I'm like, do you have a sample of like what you say? And so like she actually puts do you have anything like examples of how you talk to people?
I use the 0 to 100 invites that Jen posted in Team VIP. I literally copied and pasted that. And I use that every month for to get challengers, because I always want to hit Success Club 10 on November 1st. So this month, or so today, I have literally messaged people that have liked my post, like my fitness post, even if I'm like, in a plank or something. If they like it, I'm like, hey, I've seen you've liked my post. I'm starting a challenge. Would you like to join? And I think it's in Team VIP, the template. I literally have copied and pasted that. What I do for more of like my age group is I first ask them to be a challenger, because my age group, like if I ask them to be a coach, they're like, I have too much going on. But if I start them out as a challenger, then they kind of like in Beachbody and they see like how challenge groups work and stuff, then that's how I transform over to be a coach. So it might be different for like the people you're talking to, but that's kind of how I talk to people and get them in, like reel them in and stuff. So
yeah, I feel like with my people saying, as my people, oh, I saw you like my post, like that's weird.
Agreed.
I feel, to me, maybe that's just my personality, where I'm like, did you like that? Okay. It just feels a little weird. So
I get that. Yeah. Cause that
mentality.
At first it was weird. I was like, I feel so out of my comfort zone. Like I was like, I don't know how to approach this. And I was just like, literally close my eyes and hit send. And what's the worst they can say? No. Like they can be like, no, thanks. Like, and you're like, okay, have a great day. And then you move on. Yeah. But like, I get no's all the time. And at first I was like, okay, I'm just going to like cry in a corner now. But now I'm just like, okay, like no big deal. Just ask somebody else. Like your no means someone else will say yes, like eventually. So you just kind of have to like get past that. And it took me a couple of challenge groups to get past that feeling. But then just once you start, like once you become confident in it, you actually will like be more successful with it, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I was super intimidated at first, and I was like, hey, I'm starting a challenge group, like you want to join? And they're like, no. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go away now. And but like after a while I'd be like, well, why not? Like, can I help you, or what are your goals? This would be such a great program. People are like, money. And I was like, well, right now it's on sale. Or I can offer you a discount for continuing months of Shakeology. Like, you just have to be confident with it, and it'll just kind of like work out more than being like intimidated. And I know it's hard because I like hide in a shell. So it's hard to break out of. So, but you got it.
Yeah, absolutely. Confidence is everything. But also, Lisa, if it is weird for you, because I feel like Amanda talked about this before, she was like, it was weird. And then I feel like people were stopping liking my posts, whatever. That's where it comes with engaging people, 3 people a day, nothing about Beachbody. Just creating that relationship, because I can't tell you how many people that I literally haven't talked to in years that I just reconnected with, and they'll be like, hey, what are you up to? And I'll be like, oh, yeah, doing this. I'm an online health and fitness coach, but enough about me. What about you? And it's kind of like I plant a seed, and they're like, okay. And they tell them about them, like, okay, what is this online thing that you're doing? And then it's like organically comes across as like, oh yeah, I do this. If you're ever interested, I'd love to have you join, you know, and then it doesn't feel like I'm like seeking them out, you know. But also, even if it doesn't ever even go to Beachbody, just messaging them, it gets them on your radar. And Facebook's so weird, their algorithms, they may not ever see any of my posts, but once we get into a conversation with one another, I'm going to be in their newsfeed. So when I do post a challenge group invite, they're more inclined to like, A, we've already made that conversation and reconnected. They're more inclined to reach out to me, and B, they're more likely to even see it in their newsfeed. So even if you don't feel yet confident, or, you know, you feel it's weird to like reach out and invite specifically, just make 3 messages a day, nothing about Beachbody. Jen?
That's good. I feel like I'm just like, teach me your ways. Like this was set up just to help me out. Carla, I know you're just like a rock star. You're going to just knock this out of the park.
But you know what, Erin, you are such a great example of somebody who's been consistent and has consistently posted and been a product of the product, because I feel like it was hard for you at first. I feel like you are, like you said, you're not like Jen is like she's out there, she lives her life out loud, and she's just Jen. She's just like platinum blonde Jen. But not all of us are like that, and that's okay. But Erin, I feel like I've seen you like blossom, and now you're like SC10, like it's happening. Like no ifs, ands, or buts, where before it was like, am I going to hit Success Club? I don't know. And so you have just been so consistent with it. And I think in doing that, your confidence has grown, and it just spills out all over. And so
yeah. And honestly, the first 3 months I was a coach, I didn't sell anything. I didn't get any challengers. I was talking to Jen. I was like, I don't know if this is for me. I'm trying to reach out. And literally, it's just like she was like, give it 1 more month. And I was like, okay. So I tried, and I talked to some people, and I got 1. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to stick with it. And like ever since then, like I have like my confidence has grown, and like I've noticed that like with other aspects of my life too, even with Beachbody and stuff, like it's helped me be more confident in like my regular job, stuff like that, just actually like in job interviews, reaching out to people, stuff like that, etc. Like you just kind of, the confidence I've gained through Beachbody, like I've used in other aspects of my life. But yeah, the first 3 months I didn't get anything like at all, and it was super discouraging, and I almost just stopped, but I just pushed through. So I know it's tough at first, and a lot of y'all are struggling, and you're like, no, I'm never gonna hit emerald or diamond. And it took me like 6 months or so to hit even emerald, and then it's just like a switch just happened, and I hit diamond. So but yeah,
That makes me feel so much better, because I'm over here thinking like I'm just way behind. Like everyone's hitting all these ranks, and I mean I'm in my 2.5 month, 3rd month maybe, and I'm like, ah! And I've gotten challengers, so I don't know why I'm beating myself up thinking that you know, so you make me feel so much better knowing that I'm like not the only one that's like, I'm never gonna do this. Like, why am I?
No, definitely not. Like, I had nobody. I had no challengers, nothing for the first 3 months. And then my sister hits Emerald in 2 weeks, and I'm like, really? Like, how did you do this? And I was over here like 5 months later, and I'm like, I still haven't hit anything. So you are not alone. You were doing way better than I was at that point. So you were doing good.
Yeah. Consistently pays off. I think sometimes at first people are like, what the heck are you doing? Like, they're watching you, but they're like, I don't really know what it is she's doing. I'm just going to wait. And then it's like with consistency, people are like, they slowly get on board.
Mm-hmm.
So you're good, Lisa.
Yeah. I appreciate all of you guys. All you ladies are amazing.
You're amazing, Lisa.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have anything else? Thank y'all for coming on the call tonight.
Thank you for hosting the call tonight.
Yes.
Thanks for listening to us chat.
Yes, thank you,
Thanks for
guys.
chatting.
We all have a good night.
Bye, Kyla.
Bye.
Bye, guys.